casino. Mark speaking. Please tell me, how may I direct your call?
You got your H.P. Lovecraft, your Edgar Allan Poe. You got your own kind of ravens and your murderer crows, catty eyelashes and your Dracula cape. Been flashing AAA passes at the cemetery gates, 'cause you're so dark, babe. But I want you hard, you're so dark, baby. You're so dark, you're so dark, you're so dark, you're so dark. And you're so mysterious, you got that obsession with death. I saw you driving your Prius, and even that was Monster Coach-esque. You watch Italian horror, and you listen to the scores, leather-clad and spike collar. I want you down on all fours, 'cause you're so dark, babe. But I want you hard, but you're so dark, baby. And your love will tear us apart. And I know I'm not your side, 'cause I don't shun the daylight. But baby, I'm willing to start. You're so dark. Your H.P. Lovecraft, your Edgar Allan Poe. Got your own kind of ravens, got your murderer. Oh, you're so space. Does it wipe that stupid look off of your face? I saw this aura over the battleground states. I lost the money, lost the keys, but I'm still handcuffed to the briefcase. And I never thought, not in a million years, that I'd meet so many Lolas. Can I please have my money back? My virtual reality mask is stuck on Parliament Pro. Emergency battery pack just in time for my weekly chat with God on video call. Breaking news, they take the truth and make it fluid. The trainer's explanation was accepted by the steward. A montage of the latest ancient ruins, soundtracked by a chorus of you don't know what you're doing. And I never thought, not in a million years, that I'd meet so many Lolas. Oh,
It's elaborate for waking thought, vortex to vortex, the business they call show. Hasn't ever been this pumped up before. Hello, gruesome. There's just enough time left to swing by and readdress the start. If you call and have them pull around the car and stop specializing in stories from the road. Hello, you. Still dragging out a long goodbye. I ought to apologize for one of the last times. As that meandering chapter reaches its end and leaves us in a thoughtful little daze, this electric warrior's motorcade shall burn no more rubber down that boulevard. Read the message I left on the thank you card, overtaking the tractor, waiting for sets of winds and bends to level out again. Picking a moment along a country lane, the kind where the harmonies